Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Eddie's Flowers Community Outreach Meeting, January 25th, 2022. David Meck is here. He is a representative from Eddie's Flowers. He will be doing a presentation that is required by the state. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and we'll take them as they come in. And go ahead, David.
Okay, hi everyone. And just, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to come and listen to us. I don't know if you've seen any of the other meetings we had. We had another couple meetings, and as things developed, we're gonna have one more before we do our license. So basically, what we're doing is we're doing a multi-tier, fully integrated marijuana facility at 23 Ridge State Road, which is the old community, not the community, the country store. And we purchased approximately 3.5 acres where the store is, and the other parcel on this address at 23 Ridge State Road is being closed on shortly. And that's about 9 more acres, which will give us a lot more options to do what we need to do as far as aesthetics and where we're going to put our grow facility. So what fully integration means is, and this is important for survival of the businesses these days. I'll explain why in a minute. We're going to grow as well as manufacture products that go to the stores, and we're also going to operate a retail store. And that's very important because we have been checking prices lately as far as manufacturing and stuff. And if you want to manufacture, if you don't grow your own product, you're going to pay an astronomical amount of money right now in Massachusetts for what they call the biomass. Biomass is marijuana, the residue. Part of it is flowers, part of it is the leaves, but they use that to process to extract the THC, and the prime flowers would go towards the sale of marijuana flower. Right now, that and other products that you need to manufacture is crazy amounts of money. So as a grower, we'll be able to use our own product, which we can grow at a lot cheaper rate, and give people in the area a lot better prices for our manufacturing, things like that. So we want to take care of people. Some places are charging an outrageous amount of money, and a lot of it's not their fault. It's just really expensive in Mass that we've gotten off to a slow start. There's not a whole lot of growers and not a lot of manufacturers. So that's what full integration means. And so the retail store would be, as you see in the picture here, the old country store, which was built by Bruce David, who took the post and beams from the property itself and basically built that store from the land, which is, one of the things that really attracted me to the property, that the care that went into that. And it's a beautiful spot, and we're going to keep it that way and integrate the business, the rest of the business into that building. We're not going to change the inside of that. We really like the way it is. So then upstairs, we're going to be doing manufacturing. When we say manufacturing, all that means is basically if you made candy, you ever made candy, things like that, it's a very small shop, not heavy machinery type process. We don't use a lot of water. It's not going to affect, the environment. The neighborhood is just, making candy products, making other things. That it's more of a kitchen than a manufacturing company. And then the grow is the cultivation. We'll get to a minute, but I want to show you the retail layout right now. And if you can see, let me get this bigger. Basically, the retail store, we're going to up there's stairs going upstairs in the back where the arrow is pointing, which goes up to the manufacturing part. And so we're gonna keep some product up there in the manufacturing, but mainly our product for the retail store is in a vault, which is on the I'd say the northwest side of the building over here. And what this is it's a steel vault. You really have to wake up the whole town to get into it. Well, you know, and we also have the whole system, the whole property is serviced by an intricate alarm system too. It's all equipped with cameras all over the property. You can't go into any room or anywhere else without being on camera 24 hours a day. We also have obviously alarms, intrusion, you know, alarms, things like that. And we're going to have there's going to be people on the property anyways, 24/7 in the cultivation, manufacturing. There's probably someone there, and we're, you know, most likely going to employ at least one security person who's just going to be there, you know, as a deterrence. Historically in Mass, little if no intrusions or anything into stores. It's just, you know, it's been as far as that, it's been a really good experience for everyone. So anyways, for safety in the store, you come in, you're vetted by a security person out front. You don't get in there unless you're legit right there. And then you'll check in as well, whether they'll take a picture of your license and then let you in the store. Then once you're in the store, you're able to, let me show you here too. In the middle, there's going to be a little island where people can examine some of the product and talk with our knowledgeable bud tenders. And then there's also a couple of freestanding stands that people know what they want. They can order right here and then go to the point of sale stations. Once they go to the point of sale stations, they'll buy their product, any other questions they need answered, and then they're right out. Then they exit right out the separate exit door. You know, we're going to monitor here, no people commingle here. It's, you know, there's no transfer of products. And we also look for that outside, making sure people aren't buying for other people, things like that. And I'm here with Eddie Jamal. He's been in the retail business. He owns a smoke shop. You know, he sells CBD products. There's a lot of security for that. I've been involved in the marijuana business officially, entered it. I consulted with some people, but I got into it myself in 2011. Prior to that, I'm a lawyer. I did consult a little bit. So I'm familiar with the security procedures, things like that. And I've also, you know, helped started other dispensaries, and we did some cultivation in California under their medical marijuana program. And so basically, we're really excited about the store. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place, and which we'll show you a couple other renderings our artists have. So this is the main floor here, and this is the general, you know, island, whatever you want to call it, display island, where people can. We have machines that will they can put, you know, just look down into it and see the actual flower. You can smell it. They have in a few other dispensaries, and we like that. Then they go to the point of sale. Basically, everything is secured. I mean, the manufacturing, no one can get in there without us knowing about it. And that's the whole thing about the whole business. Some of the areas in back where product is prepared, only certain people can back there. Not even everyone who works at the store can get back in certain spots. So that's, you know, that's really important. We'll get to, there's another rendering of it. Let's see, we're keeping the post and beam, and, you know, this green and stuff. I'm definitely not taking away from the floor. That is actually still the floor there, but it's been shaded. But, you know, Stull and Lee are, you know, we're really pleased with what they've been doing so far, and we're looking forward to, you know, the final designs. Now here's the actual plot plan, and as you can see, here's the retail store here. We're going to have plenty of parking per Ashburnham zoning. We'll make sure we have enough there. And back is a well and septic. We do have a letter on our site, eddiesflowers.net, from Northland Engineers, which demonstrates, and we have other engineers going through it, the water system, even more, it's a public water supply, and they're totally convinced that, you know, their opinion that there's plenty of water for the type of cultivation we want to do, which may happen where this arrow is here. It's got to be a certain distance from the well system, And, but we're also just purchasing as we speak, another 9 acres, which is part of the, of 23 Ridge State Road. This is lot 2. And it was subdivided as lot 1 and parcel 2. But it's, you know, it's still the whole, we're going to keep it as the whole. That way we have a good buffer with our neighbors, and we have a little more room if we want to put the cultivation out this way. Just helps with access to the property, safety, whatever. We don't want everything bunched up here. That way, any fire, you know, emergency vehicles need to get in. You know, we're going to put this in a spot which, you know, is conducive to business and aesthetically pleasing to the neighborhood. So basically safety, you know, I talked about inside the building. Everybody is vetted when they work there. The lighting on the property is not intrusive to the neighbors, but it's designed just for businesses like this where you need a lot of good light, but you don't want, you know, the neighbors being bothered by that. And the next question people have, what about the odor? Well, cultivation, if you ventilate your building right, if people can smell something outside, you're doing it wrong, because this is a closed growing system. It's airlocked, purified. No one's going to smell anything when they walk out. So that, and that's something some other neighbors had were concerned about. It's going to be a good looking building. It's going to blend in with the neighborhood, and you know, in the more of the country setting. So basically, the whole property is about 12 acres, and you know, the cultivation is going to be most likely. We were thinking a greenhouse, but we may just do a closed building for certain reasons. But we're still looking at it. We want to do what's best for everyone and what's going to be most successful for us. But we intend, like I said too, the water use is not going to go anywhere near the capacity of the public water supply that we have. So I don't know if anyone wants to ask any questions as of right now. Might be a good time. You know, I've gone over all 3. Okay, and go ahead, and can you state your name and your address for the record?
Am I unmuted now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, Laureen Shell, my address is 352 Ringe Turnpike, which is just behind sort of where you guys are proposing this. I basically have the same questions I had last time. But the first thing I wanted to ask is, why was the meeting from December not put up on the website for marijuana information? You did a community outreach meeting like this in December.
Right, that's why, yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're doing this one, because there was a issue with the online, the website, things like that with the company. And
But what?
it was supposed to
So
be
we're
done 24 hours before, but yeah, no, it's been up there.
No, I know, but I mean, that other meeting that you did in December, there was an abutter to you that was a little bit concerned, and now they're not here tonight, so
Well,
no
hopefully
one's
we
going to
laid-
ever see that meeting. I
Yeah.
mean, if you go look for the information that you've put out there, then that is not available to people now.
Oh, it's there. Well,
It's not
that meeting is non-existent. It doesn't matter anymore. We have to do a
non-existent?
meeting anyways within 6 months. We've
No.
already done a meeting a year ago, but you
I
have to
know.
have a meeting within 6 months of applying for the license.
Yeah,
So,
and you did one this
as far as
past,
that meeting, what?
you did one this past
Yeah.
December,
And,
a month ago. A month ago you did.
yeah, I
one.
know I know what you're saying about the one this December. I'm saying, as far as the Cannabis Control Commission is concerned, this is a community outreach meeting, because, you know, like you said, the information didn't get up until it was too late on the website because of technical difficulties. So we had to do that to have the meeting done properly. And that's why we're doing another meeting, which everyone was invited. The abutters were invited to attend this one as well.
Yes, but will that other one be
Plan
put
it
up
out. Keep going.
just for community information?
Yeah, I mean, I think It should be up there anyways. If it's
It
not
isn't
on the
there.
town site, I'm sure they can, it is. Is it? No? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Lauren.
I looked on the
Is it on the
community
town site?
information site.
Okay, I'm sure Mary can get it up there, so.
We can take care of that, Lauren.
Yeah, I want
Okay,
all
thank
of them
you.
up.
Thank you. Because that was a very interesting.
And you know what?
meeting.
We're gonna have a link. Yes, it was. So, and no, I totally agree. And we'll put it up on our site too, all 3 meetings.
Oh,
So,
Okay,
so we're finally getting good at it.
I know technology is wonderful, isn't it? My other question,
Yeah. 3 times a ton.
okay, so I'll be looking for that to be put up then at some point. And the water on your new plan that you have here, I still don't see that holding tank for your wastewater.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's on the plan here, and even the cultivation building isn't even there yet. We're still determining the best use of the property and what type of building we want. Depending on greenhouse and the sun, access to where we're gonna put it. All that's gonna be determined. We still
So
have to buy it.
That's basically changed then since your first meeting.
No,
where-
it's
I mean,
still,
not changed, but it's just not set in stone yet. Where, because
No,
at
we
first
need
you
to-
said you were gonna
yeah,
have the greenhouse out back and,
right. I mean, what we were saying before is we were hoping, that we had concerns about having it back there, being not enough room to do what we want to do.
yeah,
Just as far as parking and access, and we were able just the past couple of weeks to put together the deal to get the rest of the property. So, that'll give us a lot more room. You won't even see this cultivation building probably from the street, but yeah. So no, it's
Now-
we're taking our time because we want to do it right. We really
Yeah,
want to
no,
do
I
it right.
just-
and we're
I
listening-
just don't-
we're listening
I
to you
just-
folks as well.
wasn't sure about where that, that's one of my major concerns with the whole thing really is the water. Because for the
Yeah.
last 2 years now, Billy Ward Pond, for the last 2 years, I've lived here 50 years,
Yeah.
better than 50 years. And the
Right.
pond has always been totally clean and swimmable. And for the last 2 years now, we've had the blue-green algae. Other lakes have
Ooh.
had it around also. And that, from the research I've done on that tends to come from runoff and fertilization and, the normal type of stuff. So we
Right.
have a bunch of new homes around here now, which I'm sure I'll make a difference, but it's kind of not nice when you have a nice lake that you've lived
Oh,
with
no.
all your life and they say, well, now you can't go in it because we have this algae. So the
Well,
runoff from this operation, which would drain
Oh, no, no,
eventually
yeah.
right into it, the swamps all around drain right into
No,
this
that's the
lake.
thing, I love the water, and if there's become a problem with that, we're gonna help find out how to, ameliorate it, get rid of it.
Well, I know you
out.
had said you're gonna truck your
No,
wastewater out. but-
yeah, but I'm talking about, we want to clean up that pond then too. Our property now is gonna border on it. I want to swim. So we're gonna work, let's work
Well,
together on.
that was kind of my major question. The other things I had were all, I mean, we've gone over them before, the fire, a cistern, when they were thinking of putting a motel there, they said they would need a cistern for fire because
Right.
there's no fire hydrant or no public
Right.
water really to speak of there. So is
Right.
that, is that in
that's-
your being considered at all?
Well, that's, up to our, we're hiring architects. We've have architects and builders that are going to determine whatever we need. But yeah, as far as.
And I don't know if that's something you would find out just by trying to make a plan, or do you have to go to the town to find out like what their rules are about
Well,
that or about
anything we
fire?
do- Yeah, anything we do with the town is going to be inspected, detected, as Arlo Guthrie said, and rejected if it's no good. So,
But you haven't had to go that far yet as to go
no,
before
not
the
yet.
town
Not
board.
yet. Not yet.
Okay.
It's been it's been COVID and everything. It's been a real slow process, which isn't bad. We're going to make a little longer to do everything, but we're going to do it right.
And we talked a little bit
And I
last
appreciate you
time.
bringing up the pond thing to me. I'm really concerned about.
Well,
What's that? I'm sorry.
the neighboring wells, we had talked a little bit about that last time too. Whether this, your well, which, did you ever find out how much water you can take out of that? 'Cause somebody had
What
brought
we
up
were
that
told, yeah,
somebody had thought of
what we were
that there
told,
was a limit on the
Yeah.
water that you could use daily when that initial store was built.
right. We already had a study done when we first came into the property. It's up on the screen by Northland Engineers. And they're certain that, I mean, it's, well, whatever we do there, it's just not going to affect the whole, the use and the water supply. When we did this in
Okay, I see.
California, basically, they had little tubes stuck into a stream, okay? And and then it goes into a big holding tank. And the water they use is really minimal when you're watering these products, especially if we're doing hydroponic. You're not throwing out water every day. The water is cleaned and recirculated. It doesn't just discharge. So hydroponic, there's almost no water discharge, and we're gonna be self-contained. When I'm not dumping anything in anywhere. It won't happen.
Okay, it's not just dumping. I mean, it's just
You know what
normal
I'm saying? The
drainage.
runoff and stuff. Yeah,
The
but no,
runoff and all that business.
Yeah.
It's gonna land right in this lake, which goes on
yeah,
down the
well,
line to this
that's not gonna happen.
Mohegan River and all that, so.
No, I won't, like I said,
Um,
I was a water safety instructor for many years. And, I value our water resources, and having that there is a gift. So we're gonna do what we can to clean it up, the pond as well, find out how we can get whatever it takes,
Okay, I
So,
guess
I
I
mean,
I just had,
Lake Congamon had that problem too over in Southwick.
well, I know a lot of people did this last couple of years. It's just kind of cropped up in a lot of
Sure.
spots. And like I said, we never had that problem here before. And you hate to
Sure.
have,
There are
people
ways to
say
get
you
rid of
can't
it.
use
So, there's
your-
public funding and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just hate to have
Yeah,
people
there's also
say you
public
got algae
funding.
in the water, so you can't use it, the taxes are tremendous you
Well,
pay
I'm a-
for water
Yeah,
property.
I'm a lawyer, so I can help us see what we can do to get something done about that. So,
Okay, now, one other, I'm just trying to look back at what we had talked about last time since I haven't seen that meeting for a while. About the other marijuana place that's down Ashby State Road.
Hmm.
That's gonna be a pretty close competition.
there was one cultivation. I haven't
Well,
heard of
it-
any retail
Well, yeah,
and cultivation.
United Cultivators, which is in Ashby, which is the next town, and they're maybe not, I would say probably not even 5 miles down the road. And they
Right.
have everything. You can go on their website and you can order and you can go visit and you can buy and you can do everything. So that's, I mean, that's direct
No.
competition, to say nothing of the
No,
other
no, no,
little
no.
spots that are popping
First
up.
of all, no, competition is not, yeah. I mean, cultivation is not competition. They need so many more cultivators. I'm gonna be buying product for them for my manufacturing. They're not competition. They're my help. They're my brother. They're our
I thought
associate.
they grew their own down there.
What's that?
I thought they grew there as well because,
Yes, that's what cultivation is. They're not
Yeah.
selling anything there. They can't sell anything. The only thing they can sell is to retail stores and to.
no, but you look at did you look at their website? You can go on there and you can go
Okay, well,
there and you can drive by it and it says open and there's cars in the parking lot. So people can go there
If
and,
there's a retail store, sure. But I don't think there's a retail store in Ashby. I haven't heard, but
yeah,
I don't know everything, and that's why
Yeah,
I appreciate your
the
input.
same road. It's right on the same road, not even 5 miles down the road from here. Going toward
United
Fitchburg.
I knew there was
Cultivation.
cultivation. but I wasn't-
United Cultivation, yeah.
Yeah, they're a retailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't.
No, they're
I'm
selling
sorry?
to the public. They're selling to the public.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
The retail store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see. Cultivation. Look it up.
United Cultivation.
Let's see what United Cultivation's doing. Because, yeah, I haven't heard of anything.
I
up there.
don't
knew
think
there was
they're
one in Winchester.
cultivating.
I don't know if they're cultivating, but they're retailers for sure.
Okay, well, let's see. United
Sure they
Cultivation.
are, yep.
Because I know there's one in Winchendon open up, and you know what?
Yeah.
There's 11 or 12 retail
Yeah, there's-
stores in Northampton.
That's a battle you gotta fight.
Well, see.
I'm not worried about competition.
No, I'm saying it's, you know what? Sometimes the more is the merrier, you know?
Remember, the
It's
more the
not-
merrier. That's the way it seems
A
to be
lot of
working
people
right
go,
now.
a lot of people go to different stores for different products.
Yeah,
They could have they can be open a year before, so we have better products. They're gonna come to us. A lot of people like to go for variety. A lot of people want to stop there and they like that one there. So it's not like a regular, like two convenience stores opening that sell the
Hey,
same Brillo pads, same.
excuse me,
We're all niche
excuse me,
businesses where we're gonna have, go ahead. Sorry.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Steve Coswell, 17 Watatick Pond Road in Ashburnham.
Iced tea.
If we could back up a little bit, I just want to go over the layout, the survey. You got the retail up front. You're proposing the greenhouse out back, not sure what that's going to be. And then behind that, the circular area, for lack of a better word, is your well and recharge area. Correct?
Yeah.
So, what's the
Which-
square footage of the greenhouse? I mean, how many plants are you gonna be?
The building is 10,000 square feet, you know, so it's about 7,500 feet of what you would call 7,500 of actual cover of canopy. So
Okay. And, you know, to be determined in terms of what you put up for a building. So you must be able to calculate what your water use is gonna be on
Yeah.
that 7,500 feet. So how much you think,
Yeah.
if you need the hydroponic, is it a true hydroponic system? Are you using soils or are you growing all hydroponics?
we most likely will go hydroponics. We may do half and half.
So
you
no,
know,
it's gonna be, when you say hydroponics, I'm thinking soilless. No
yeah,
soil.
the hydroponic is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. So,
So it looks
how
like,
many,
Yeah.
you got the crops, how much water consumption will you need daily, monthly, you know? Just getting it, and, you know, I'm not looking to.
it all depends on the system, but any system that we do, even if we water dirt every day, we're not gonna use hardly anything near the capacity of our water supply.
What is the
just
capacity of
not
the
a
water
whole-
system?
Okay, of the well, where they're letting us know what that is now. We have engineers working on that. As soon as
Okay,
we
so
know
we'll
that, then we're
get
gonna
that
decide.
information
Then
up.
as soon as
We'll
we
get
know that,
information. So we'll find that out. I'm just,
I'm sorry, as soon as, yeah, we know that, then we'll determine the best type of way to grow as far as what we have for the system. But that doesn't affect our decision on the grow, actually, because any way we grow, there's plenty of water we need to do. You know, we just like the idea of greenhouse, but we don't know if the technology is there to, you know, to get the volume and the results that we need to stay competitive. So we're looking at it.
how many
you know,
crops will you be able to do? A year?
Usually it's, some places got it down to one every 2 months.
Yeah.
But also it's alternating. Sometimes, you know, you have a mother room, you have clones, you have babies. So you're starting a continuous supply. It's never like harvesting a crop and you have nothing
Right.
there. But
Yeah, it's rolling. I get that.
Yeah. So, yeah. So they average about, you know, for a quality product, it's, you know, about 12 weeks per cycle from seed to,
And that, the other two lots that I'm looking at, there looks like there's two other lots that abut 119 there. One's a narrow one and it goes way back and then does it widen way out back on the backside there.
which
Yeah,
lot?
The narrow one. There's a narrow one and then there's like a push.
Looks like a road.
Yeah.
That's a road there. Yeah.
No, that's the road I live on.
Yeah. Right.
So
So here,
that area, that
what
one,
we
that lot
originally,
there.
this is what we originally bought here. And this is the other parcel here.
That you
So
bought. So you bought that, the tree farm.
you bought the tree farm then too? The
Um,
house?
No, we didn't, I
So,
don't
we
believe,
didn't buy the
this one
stone
here,
house.
this one here, no, this is not,
Okay, so you've got that narrow strip,
yeah, and then
And then
back here. we
it's all,
have,
and all back there.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
so.
You have,
it-
so you, it looks like you've got, that's narrow, where it widens out, you've got another egress to the back. Go
Yeah.
back down to, yep, so that goes back out onto Wautatic Pond Road. What's the plan
Right.
for all of that?
That's the thing, once we close, we're gonna start digging and looking at it, and not digging, but digging into the history and the use it's had, and, you know, the soil and access, and that's when we're gonna figure out exactly where we're gonna put our cultivation and stuff. So if you know, you go into our site and make sure we have all your.
Obviously, you could potentially have more bigger houses, growing houses up in that.
Oh,
lot.
no, we're just doing one
So
10,000.
that's that one, is just, that one you're only gonna do one, and that's behind the retail shop.
We
that's
may not
standing
do that
there.
one behind the retail because of limited space back here.
But what are you gonna do with that? I mean, you're a businessman, you got all that land now. What are you gonna do?
We may just leave it as land right now. We don't know. We could actually, you know, right now, if we're buying
there's-
that right now
Presently, there's no plan for it.
for this. Right now,
Yeah.
there may be cultivation there in that building. Who
What
knows, maybe an outdoor
Gonna put a
cultivation.
greenhouse there for the 10th time.
He's got, I thought you were gonna do a retail.
Nope, he's gonna put a greenhouse
You gotta-
there,
You got a green,
10,000 square feet.
all right, okay. I
Well,
thought the
we're gonna-
green, was this,
We're gonna cultivate somewhere there.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. But, you know, like, go ahead.
I'm just curious, when you
Um,
have the 10,000 square foot greenhouse up there, where's your truck route gonna be?
Truck route.
To get the
Access.
product out of there, in and
Roadways,
out of
Access
there?
road.
roads, parking,
Not a lot of product. It's more van route. We have vans.
Vans.
yeah.
Yeah,
But what
they're-
I'm
yeah,
saying
they're-
is now you've got this little road.
That's
back
part of
here.
our system is, you have vans that you come in, you have to go, a Jenny port. You don't just go walk in the front of the building. You get into a secure area, you load them. You don't do it at regular intervals, and
So
whatever.
you had
we-
one way in, one way out.
Yeah, well,
Are you gonna access the back road from that back sliver?
possibly, whatever works. And I was about to say before that, if you go on our site and email me all your information, anything we do, and when we're ready to make a decision, I'll call you guys, ask you what you think, because,
Yeah.
we're neighbors,
Right.
and, actually Eddie's forcing me, twisting my arm to live in that beautiful part of the world. So I'll be your neighbor.
Come on up, be my
I can't
neighbor.
wait.
You
I
can
can't
come
wait.
on over to Wautatic Pond, and you can clean up this pond too, if you want.
Yeah, because you come right from us, so.
I really want to clean up the pond. Yeah,
Could I-
Well,
no,
there's a couple of
I'm
them.
really concerned.
Could I just add one thing while we're talking
I'm
about that
excited to
little
see
road?
the pond right there.
This little road back there?
Well, I think
A couple of years ago, Bruce David had proposed to put a road there and put a house up there, and it didn't fly. So why would you
Right.
think that it would go now? Because those roads are very small, very narrow,
Yeah, we don't,
bumpy. They're more like homeowners'
Yeah.
roads. They're
They're
not.
cart roads.
Oh, yeah,
Roads
no, we
look
don't-
like
Yeah.
cart roads.
yeah.
The
No,
road would be-
we'd be
here, if
coming
you're
in,
gonna be
if you
traveling-
understand,
If you're
we'd
gonna
be coming in
traveling
from
on
the
that
front,
road.
from the front. If we have our grow, it might be like right here, right? Instead of the well, behind the well, it might be right here, right? Wherever the road fits here, there's already a road next to it going in.
Yep, yep.
So we already have a road. So, so I'm thinking it may go here, but we may just leave this. If we can put the cultivation there, if it works out better, and we'll let our engineers and folks decide. And you let us know what you think. I'd like to, who knows what could this be later? If the pond is right, where's that pond? We'll put a boat
Wautatic
ramp.
Pond,
What's that?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're on, Mrs. Shell's on Billy Ward. If you drive around, I'm on Wautatic Pond Road, which is the
Right.
the pond at the dip in the road on the Ashby
Just
line.
down the road from your entrance.
Yeah, if you go
Right.
towards Ashby, across the Ashby line, and the dip in the road, there's a
Yeah.
pond right there. That's us. That's the other one.
Right.
So,
Okay.
not that.
Wow. Let's see what we can do. No, I don't want it. That's what Southwick had for so many years. I almost bought a house on one of the
You
ponds
coming
in
up here?
Southwick, and
It's much nicer.
yeah,
up
I know.
there.
No, this was 20, 30 years ago. And yeah, it was just a lot of algae, but finally got rid of it. But yeah, no, I was waiting for the right place to go. And,
Yeah.
no, I love Northern Mass. It's beautiful. You know, it's where the real wilderness starts, and
Yeah.
you know, where it's real country up there. No, I go up to ski up at
Was.
Granite. Lord,
It was
sometimes.
real country. So,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, now it's to
so
be
now you'll be the only, you'll
West
actually
Boston.
be now the only business. The rest now around you is totally residential right now. There had been other things proposed that didn't go. So now there really is not an other business except for the little store or the one that you're proposing. Just, it just doesn't seem to fit. You know, a little store that sells ice cream or food or snacks, but to have a whole big business like you're proposing just doesn't seem to fit into the area.
Well, it's not as intrusive as you think. You'll see. It's just another business. You have a liquor store in town.
Yeah, a small liquor
So,
store. That's what I'm
okay.
saying, a small country store.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now
Well,
you're
or a
talking
small
a greenhouse and
flower shop. Well, that's in the
flower
back,
shop.
and you're really not going to see it. We're we sell flowers. We sell marijuana. They're actually called flower. That's why the company's called Eddie's Flowers. It's actually, you know, marijuana flowers, the buds. So we're just providing a service, and you know, the country store was nice there, but you know, maybe we'll put a country store next door. Who knows? But
we keeping also the same look. Is the
Yeah.
store is the same? We're not.
I mean, we're not changing the
anything.
look of the store, people. You
Same
know,
look, country, the
So-
way it is right now.
You know, and it's you're not going to really see, you know, out back. I mean, it's not going to be anything hideous out back that would detract from the neighborhood. There are other, as you said, down the road cultivation. There was that one that I think they're not. It's for sale. Now there's another business that's for sale for cultivation. I don't know what happened with them, but
If you didn't want to
No.
be on it anymore.
but there's some, you know, there's some industrial stuff in town, light industry, and you know, we're certainly going to be less intrusive than a truck repair shop with trucks coming in and out. We're not going to have that. So it's a use, you know, actually it's agriculture. You know, I think that's a beautiful use for, you know, the property. It's keeps agriculture up there. So if I want to put a junkyard there or a motel, then I'd say, hey, you know,
Does anyone have any other questions?
Nope.
So
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
for me to get in touch with you, I go on the town website and your information is there.
actually, you can go to eddiesflowers.net and send an email, or you don't even have to. You can send an email to info@eddiesflowers.net. It goes right to me.
Okay,
So yeah, that's how you can reach out to me, and then we can, once we get that, we can communicate.
you are ready,
Yeah, and info@eddiesflowers.net.
but you are Edward, that's your name.
My name's
No,
Dave.
he's David.
Oh, David, okay. You can't see without my glasses. sorry.
Info at Eddie's, is it EDDIES?
Yeah. Yeah, EDDIES, you know, flowers.net.
David, this is Kim Nolan. I'm Laureen's daughter, actually, on 352 Ringe Turnpike, so it would be behind you. I was just, and you may have spoken to this earlier, and if so, no problem. I had a heck of a time finding the link to this meeting. I was all over the town website, but anyway, I was just
Oh.
wondering if you could speak a little bit to the environmental impact of a grow house. I really am not that familiar with it at all, but I know that you might have to have some kind of like ventilation and so forth, and I know that growing does produce some types of substances that at high levels can be a little bit concerning. And so I don't know if like a hydroponic grow would be different, or how the ventilation with the greenhouse is going to work, and the
Good
impact on the neighborhood surrounding.
Yeah, no, good question. And actually, I didn't get that deep into it, but what we have, it's carbon filtration.
Mhm.
Basically, it's a closed system, and that's why we're leaning maybe towards the the regular cultivation building instead of a greenhouse. Greenhouse is, it's great, but there's, it does have its drawbacks as far as, and one of them is, total air seclusion of the interior. When you do a proper grow, basically you have an airlock so that nothing gets out, because we don't want anything getting in. So we keep everything in and keep everything else out. And that's done by a carbon filtration system, which takes care of all the impurities, things like that. So, and we did discuss the holding tank that we're going to have there. Any runoff or anything is going to go in a holding tank, not into the land. So, yeah, the last thing we want to do is start, putting foreign substances into the neighboring property surfaces, and that's
Right. I mean, from like the research I did, it looked like the VOCs, like organic compounds that come into the air. And could you just quickly speak to what would it look like if you do cultivate like in the area behind? How would you protect that from people getting in? Is it going to be a big fence up? What would that look like?
we basically, you can a lot of places, the egress, like where we bring in product and materials, is there's a sally port in there. The building actually is probably 20, there's people there 24/7.
Mhm.
When you grow, you do it right. You don't leave an empty building. There's going to be security there as well. Whether we put a big, giant, ugly fence, if we can get a nice, if we need it, we would. But we may plant, just for aesthetics, some trees. But you got to be careful too. You can't put too much shrubbery where, people can hide and stuff around any of these buildings. So we're going to look at it. A fence may not be necessary. Some places have them. Like I said, we're going to have enough people there that someone's going to be there 24/7. So,
Right, because I mean, it is pretty rural, so that would be a concern as, kind of growing up in the area and stuff, it's pretty easy to get around those woods.
Yeah, the security here is crazy though. We have cameras outside everywhere. It's cameras go to the police. A lot of them have them connected with the police, and also the Cannabis Control Commission has 24-hour, 24/7 video access to our properties. Someone's always going to be looking at it. Yeah, I mean, you can't. The only place you probably won't be on camera is the bathrooms. Otherwise, you're on camera everywhere in that property, and I can assure you, there's no cameras in the bathrooms. So.
And that's pretty specific to the property and not the surrounding neighborhood, correct? I mean, you wouldn't be having people's homes, yards and stuff.
Oh, no, these are cameras on the exteriors of the building and inside the building.
Okay.
Parking lots, parking lots, the sides of a building we're gonna have, so we can see if anyone's, trying to break in.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
it's just not an issue, a huge issue. I'm not saying stuff never happens, but the more problems people have are with the retail stores. But the security is so crazy. People know that you're on camera. It's just criminals find the easiest way to get something done, apparently. I've been a criminal lawyer. And so if it makes it really hard, which the CCC and these companies have done, then, it's not a good target. They're going to get caught.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Nice to talk to you, Kim. So yeah, if anyone has
Anyone
any
else have any questions? David, maybe if you can just say that info at Eddie's Flowers. Is it
Yep,
.net?
yep, at eddiesflowers.net. If you go to Eddie's Flowers, you'll see our 3 business plans there. All the other details, but just email me and we'll stay in touch with you guys, through the whole process. And, we'll be happy to take your input. Like I said, I'm pretty much moving up there. And want to be a good neighbor. So, it's not all about the money, put it that way.
All right, if there's no other questions,
So we have.
I'm not seeing any, Dave.
Nope. No, looks
Do you have any closing statement you want to make?
Yeah, basically, I appreciate everyone who came online and well, like I said, you have my email, go to eddiesflowers.net. You can get a hold of us. And we're, definitely want to communicate, especially things like the ponds and stuff. That's, what we're about. I'm just not coming up there to make money. We want to be a part of the community too. And as far as we have an obligation actually under the CCC to do positive impact upon the community. And what a great way to start. Let's start with the ponds and the environment. Work from there.
All right, I thank you very much for joining, everyone, logging on, and I'll end this meeting, and it will be posted, Lauren, and you will post the other one as well.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, Mary, too, for all you've done.
No problem. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.